Welcome to the show, Nabin.
Thank you for inviting me here in the podcast.
It's our pleasure. So finally, we have been able to make this podcast. True story.
Yes.
Been like talking to you for like last 2 months. So anyway, so could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, so talking about myself, so I'm currently working as a Chief Product Officer at Codewing Solutions, and it has been more than 4 years since I've joined the company. And talking about my background, I am from electronics background, and the company that I'm working is in WordPress. So you can imagine, before joining the company, I had no idea what kind of tasks that are done. So when I joined the company, I joined as a support intern, where my roles was to provide support to our customers. And then over the period of time, I learned those things, and within 6 months, I was also promoted to the support lead. Then something I also wanted to learn the development. So there was our lead developer, Sudhin Manandadai. He taught me how to develop themes. So I also learned the development. And over the period of time, I also developed few themes. But when I was also interacting with the customers and then developing the theme, I found more joy while providing the support, because it provided me with more ideas about what kind of products our user are using, what are the things that we can really improve on the product. So I moved into the product planning role type, and then over the period of time, within 2 years, I was also promoted as a Chief Operating Officer. And then I also talked about like learning different things, how we can scale our business, what are the things we should do, what are the different products we should develop, what are the things we can really improve in our product. So those are the things that I have learned over the period of time. I still look after the support, I still look after the different operations that I was involved initially, but for now I'm involved as a Chief Product Officer, where my role is to decide what kind of product we should build, doing the market research, and once the product is finalized, then look after from the beginning to the execution, as well as what is the things that we need to do after the launch of the product. So that is my current roles.
Okay. So when you talk about products, like what exactly is a product in WordPress? Like, first of all, like what exactly WordPress is, and like secondly, what does a WordPress product mean?
Okay. So talking about WordPress, so WordPress was started in 2003 by Matt Mullenweg, and one of his founder, I don't remember his name to be honest. So when it was initially started, it was as a blogging platform, but over the period of time, it has evolved more than a blogging platform. So today with WordPress, you can build any kind of website you want. Even the top rated websites in the world are built on WordPress. So with WordPress, if you want to build a blogging website, you can do that. If you want to build a TechKraft website, for example, you can do that. If you want to build any kind of dynamic website, let's suppose where people can do the registrations or any other kind of things, you can build an online store. And with so many flexibility, it has made the user easier to build the website without making lots of investment. So let's take an example. You want to build a website today. There are tons of resources on the internet. You can watch a tutorial, download a free theme, and then start building your website. You just have to invest on domain and hosting, but with minimal investment, you can make your business online. And talking about the WordPress, in WordPress there are different things that you can do. So one, when talking about the products, is mainly theme and plugins. But apart from that, there are different sectors, like it can be the services, where people provide services like website maintenance or SEO, search engine optimization. There can be speed optimizations. So the ecosystem of WordPress is so big that you can find a lot of opportunity to do in WordPress. Let's suppose you know designing, so you can design themes. If you know translation, you can contribute in the translations. And as well as, let's suppose you are a very good you can record a very good tutorials. You can start your own YouTube channel and start recording the tutorials, share your audience. So the possibility in WordPress is unlimited.
Mm-hmm. So WordPress has a very huge market right now. Like it has always been, right?
Yes.
So there are multiple CMS like Drupal, then like Magento, and WordPress. I can only name a few, but there will be many
Yes.
of them, right? So like, what stood all like WordPress apart from all of them? Like, because what I can see here right now is like it's the most popular one, and then like the rest of them are almost like a very niche market and a very small market compared to WordPress. Like, what do you think in terms of why WordPress was very different from all of those, and why WordPress survived the game?
Okay, so this is just my opinion. In order for any platform to survive or scale on a large scale, it should have a very good user base.
Mm-hmm.
So how there will be a good user base when the platform itself is very easy to use, and WordPress provide that opportunity. So just like I take an example. If you don't know how to build a website, you can just watch a 30 minutes tutorial
Mm-hmm.
and start building your website. Even if you don't have any kind of money or resources, there are plenty of free resources that you can download and install on your website. As well as it's very easy, it's well organized, and the major contribution goes to the theme developers and the plugin developers that contribute different products. Let's take another example. If you want to start a travel agency website, what are the things you really need? You need a theme. You
Mm-hmm.
need a plugin that allow you to create the different packages. So there are already a theme that is suitable as well as the packages. Let's suppose you want to do an SEO so that your website gets ranked on search engine. So there are lots of SEO plugins. You want to add a shiny pop-up on your website so that you can bring more conversion.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a pop-up plugin that you can install. So you can find tons of options in WordPress, which is something very lacking in other platform, I guess. Along with that, WordPress is maintained by the community. So there are very huge community of WordPress. Recently, about a week ago, there was WordCamp Kathmandu, and in November there is going to be WordCamp Nepal. Recently there was WordCamp US. So different countries organize WordCamp so that the contributors can come together and share their products. As well as the reason for the growth of WordPress, I believe, is due to the contribution by the volunteers. There is a meta team, theme team who actively make sure the theme that are uploaded from the WordPress are up to the standards and doesn't have any security flaw. And tons of theme author. Even I can say that there are more than 200 plus theme authors in Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you see huge community. I'm just talking about Nepal.
Nepal, yeah.
Okay. If you talk about worldwide, there are so many theme companies who actively push themes. So user have lots of options to choose from, and when there is options, people are more likely to be in this platform. So that is just my honest take why.
Okay. So then it's as simple as that, like because it was so easy to use and easy to
Yes.
plug in, like they grew a lot of popularity among the community users, and like they started building career out of it, and also like contributing back to the WordPress platform. Like then like it that's why it's more huge compared to other. It's not like it's the best in terms
Yes.
of what it can do, but it's
More
popular because of what the
It's
community
easy
has
to use,
already.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's similar to what happened to Windows Phone. Like Windows Phone died because of lack of customer base, and then
Yes.
like Android and iOS survived because of the customer base. It's not like Android and iOS solves all the problem, and Windows was worst, but like yes, just because of the user base, like it kind of died. Not kind of, it died. So that's one story. All right. So in terms of products, like in itself in WordPress, right? What we see, like from a user's perspective, when we talk about products, like it could be a theme, could be a plugin. Like it's always a misconception, right? That there could be security vulnerability on the plugin, security vulnerability on the theme. Like there could be some issues going on that particular system itself. Like you as a company who is actually trying to build those products, like how do you ensure that there are no security vulnerabilities, and how do you like give the peace of mind to your customers?
Okay, so this is something very crucial because there are news where the website are being hacked every day. Even like there are plugins, even the popular plugin have security vulnerabilities and they update or release, and if they don't fix it, millions of websites get compromised. So this is something that the WordPress plugin team handles.
Mhm.
And when we submit a plugin, Then they go through the rigorous review, make sure that there aren't any kind of security loopholes. They make sure our code are properly optimized and so on. So they give the initial feedback. If they found there are some areas of improvement, they provide a feedback. And once everything is fixed, the plugin gets approved. But now here comes. So let's suppose the plugin is approved, and over the period of time we add lots of features and so on. There can be the cases where we mistakenly add a code that can cause a security loophole where people can get an access. So for that, our developers do look at the different best practices while coding them and make sure that those things are not implemented. But as a developer, as a human, we tend to do mistakes. Yes. So there is where the WordPress volunteer teams, plugin review teams, so if they notice issues, they immediately send an email, hey, your plugin has issues, we are closing down your plugin temporarily so that you can fix us. They give us the time to fix the plugin, and then once we fix the plugin and release an update, they verify once again, and then the website, if everything looks good, they put it back on the WordPress. There can be the case, yes. So time and again, even the web plugins that have millions of active install may have security loopholes. So those kind of things are being exposed by some of the security website who do security research. So recently, just today, I got a notification that there was security vulnerabilities in WordPress, and some plugin companies reveal that, and they immediately fix the issue. So whenever there is a security issue, we have to take an action immediately. So there isn't no any kind of compromise, we can do that. So the best thing is that we follow the best practices, get aware about the different things that can lead to the security loopholes, and fix them. But again, we do make mistakes, and by doing mistakes we learn, and over the period of time we improve our product.
So I see two sides of things here. Like one is from the developer perspective, and one from the user perspective. Like from developer perspective, yes, they should be like following the best practices, and then like following the guidelines of WordPress, submitting that for review, and like ensuring that you communicate to your customers time and again, and be active in communications, and also like keep on testing your code so that you make sure like you don't destroy someone else's business just because they have installed your plugin. But from customer side also, I think there are a few things that they need to consider. Like there used to be a time where people used to download plugin from outside of WordPress. Right, from like whether it be the licensed product that they want to skip the license and just pirate it out, like that was one of the cases. And then the other part also, like people often don't look at is like WordPress is just a platform, but the server that they're using and the the controls that they're putting on the server, it's on their hand.
Exactly.
Right. So if you don't look into that, like there is a very high chance that the WordPress might get hacked, but they will just blame WordPress, but not the controls that they put in, right? So customers also, from my perspective, I think customers also need to be very sure about what they are doing is the right way to do it, and also like the controls that they put in a server or maybe application or whatever it is that they're downloading or using should have the proper controls, else you might get hacked.
Yes. Just to add on top of that, so again, most of the website get hacked. One reason is if there is some kind of security vulnerability in the plugin that you're using. But in most cases, just to avoid the cost of using paid themes or paid plugins, they install nulled theme or plugin for the other website, and those product have some kind of security loopholes, backlinks and so on. They will infect their website, and whenever they do, they will always blame the theme companies for that. Hey, your theme is doing this and that, I installed your theme is not working properly, my website is down. So my recommendation, if you are using a WordPress site, make sure that you implement some of the best approaches to make sure your site is secure. One thing is installing the backup plugin so that if anything goes wrong, you can immediately restore from your site. Install some kind of login protection plugin so that no one can unauthorized person can log into your website. Make sure that you have security plugins that scans your file on a regular basis. So we invest on a premium resources that regularly scans our website and send me the report 6 a.m. in the morning. So the first thing that I check in the morning is if there is a security things or not, because if there is a bug, my users are going to be affected. I'm going to lose business, so that is my topmost priority, and we are paying a premium. We are using a premium service, and first thing, I when check the email, if there are no any kind of issues, I'm assured that everything is going on. So when it comes to WordPress or site, you should pay special attention to security. Don't use any kind of null or unauthorized plugin. There are already free alternative that you can use. And also the plugin cost is very nominal. If you talk about a very good plugin, that might cost you $49 or maximum $99, which is for a year. If you break down, it will be less than a $4 per month.
Per month, yeah.
Okay, which is very less. And if you really like the plugin, investing in that plugin will support the developer so that they can grow the product. If they are not getting enough customers over the period of time, the theme company or plugin company are going to abandon that product. The product that you are planning to use, if it is not developed or maintained over the period of time, then what's the use?
Sure. So there is also another misconception saying that WordPress is slow. I know it's not true. I have seen website that scales to millions of users. Like, what's your take on that? Like, why do people think that WordPress is slow, and like, what is your counter argument to that?
Okay, WordPress, it depends. Like, how you use your website, what kind of product or plugins or themes you are using on your website, what kind of hosting you are using. Let's take an example. I use one of the fastest hosting. Okay, I use a bloated theme that has enqueues tons of files. Then I use tons of plugins, maybe 100 plus plugins. Then they are going to surely affect my website.
Yes.
Because they are going to load lots of resources. So if you follow very good practices, like use a fast hosting server, use a dedicated server, BPS server, don't go for a shared one. Use a theme that is lightweight, that meets your requirement. Use the plugin that actually helps that are essential for your website, and avoid other things. Then if you do those things, you can optimize your website to easily pass the Google mobile friendly test as well as GTmetrix test. And there are other certain things you can use, like the CDN, so that the people across the globe, based on the location, can easily access your website. There are websites I have optimized where I have easily passed the Google Core Vitals, and the score for even for one of my personal blog, it's 99 by 100, and it loads less than a second.
Okay.
So there are tools that you can do. It all breaks down to what kind of things you use, how you optimize your content, and for whether you are following the best practices or not. So just to say that WordPress is fast, but you should know how to
do
use
it. Yes. So many people, I think from my perspective, many people don't understand that WordPress is just an like open source CMS that has full control over what you want to do, right? Like if you know how to drive a car and like you drive haphazardly, like it's your fault that you fell in an accident, not the car's fault, right? So it's similar to WordPress, I believe, like because for me, I'm not a core WordPress developer. I can hardly write anything on WordPress, but at least I know the ecosystem of WordPress, because the first thing that I earned was from a WordPress website that I made, and I had zero knowledge about WordPress. I just had new HTML, CSS, and just learned WordPress and built a site in like 2 hours and earned 25,000 for that. Repeated that few times and then earned almost like a lakh. Like that was like 2 years back. And that's why I know the WordPress ecosystem. And like whenever people say like WordPress must not be fast or secure, like I always get a hard time making them understand. No, it's on you that you can make it fast, you can make it slow. It's on you, and you need to know how to do it. Now, there are other things that leads to not selecting WordPress, and rather than that, they just prefer developing their own CMS. I've seen that happening to many companies. Like instead, just to make a blog section on their website, they create their own system rather than using a CMS like WordPress or whatever other platform available, right? So, do you think it's necessary or worth it to reinvent the entire wheel and then just code everything from scratch once again? What are the problems that they could face in that case?
So, it also depends what kind of requirement you have. The major problem will be the scalability or addition of the features. Let's suppose if your requirement is just to have a blog theme, yes, you can entirely code from HTML, CSS, have a static, just create a simple CMS where you just add a post title and content and a featured image. That is fine. Well, let's suppose you want to do the issue for that post because you want the article to be ranked. Then you need to do a further development. Let's suppose you want to add some kind of pop-up on that one so that people can click on your affiliate links or something like that. You need to do the further development. So for development companies, yes, it makes sense because they want a full control and they can do each and every thing by themselves. But for as a user, WordPress is already there, where it offers all those things. So use those things because you don't want to invest a lot of money in building your own CMS. So yeah, that's my take on that one. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If there is already solutions that fulfill your need, then use that. If you have a specific requirement that doesn't meet by using WordPress, then do the further development. Like for example, for our website, we use different kinds of plugin that provides certain functionalities, but we want certain more functionality, so we do the development. Okay, so in those cases, you do the development for extending the functionality instead of doing everything from the scratch.
Yeah. So, and typically, if you use a pre-built solution, you don't have to rewrite the very core functionality of that. For example, you might think like CMS is just adding a blog in a database and showing it in the website, but there are system for SEOs, login, sign up, or whatever it is.
Protection, security.
Protection, security, and then like that causes like that will add additional time. And what if the developer that they that you used is no more there available for development, right? Like I've seen that happening because many companies prefer to build their own system rather than using a free open source CMS. Now there is a new developer agency that they're working with, and they don't even know that there is a code that exists for that website. Now you have to really do everything from that, like, and it becomes very hard for maintainability, right?
Exactly.
That's what I was trying to say.
Also, sometimes there can be security issues or login protections, or somebody can hack your website. And if you're using a platform or CMS, it doesn't have to be WordPress. There can be other platform. They will make sure that this your website is secure. If there is any kind of known issues, they will fix them. So you will have a peace of mind when you use different kind of platform. So my recommendation here, if you want to extend the functionality, do the development. If the functionality you are looking for is already available, just use that one.
Okay, so that was a nice take on that. So like, let's talk about a product that Codewing Solutions work on. Like I know Blossom themes, I know Rishi themes, I know Rara themes. Yes. So Rara theme, I didn't know it was a Nepali product. Like I used to look into the themes when I didn't even knew this community existed in Nepal. That is like way back. So that's a very wonderful thing to know that it's a Nepali product and there are millions of users. Millions of users, can I say?
Active install, we have like more than 200,000 plus users, but the product has been downloaded more than 5 million times.
Okay, so yeah, there are million downloads, millions of downloads on that product. Like, what was the journey like building the Rara themes, and how did you find that there is a marketplace of theme is also required in the ecosystem? So
the company Codewing Solutions was founded by my brother and sister-in-law back in 2013. On September 5th, we just completed the 9th anniversary.
Okay.
So there is an interesting story about how this company was founded. So initially, when my brother was in college, so he founded this company. So initially, he used to do the freelance work. Okay? So he used to get a work, he used to hire a developer and then assign them. Over the period of time, it was just like it ran over the time. But there was a case where he realized that instead of doing those kind of work, why not develop our own product so that we can scale our business, and it will have a lot of opportunity to grow. So then he dived into the WordPress. I didn't get into detail why he decided WordPress, but he decided to develop WordPress theme. So my brother and sister-in-law together put some money, hired a developer, and then started the development of the theme. So that is how the Codewing Solutions emerged as a WordPress company. So the first company was a Rara theme, and then over the period of time we have other product companies like Blossom Themes is one of the leading feminine theme companies. So the vision behind this company is my sister-in-law wanted to build themes so that female entrepreneurs who are looking to build a website can easily get a theme that are more feminine look and this communicates their message. So that was the reason behind the start of Blossom Themes, and we have more than it has also millions of downloads, and I can happily say that we have more than 150,000 or 200,000 active users, including free and pro version. Then the other product we develop is WP Travel Engine, which is world's leading travel booking plugin. So here's another story of our WP Travel Engine. So this is purely my ambition of my brother. So he worked with the travel agency companies. So one of the biggest issue of the travel company was that they need to develop everything. If they want to add a new feature, they have to hire a developer and do those things. And he had worked with the travel company. So he thought, why not create a solutions that will accommodate not just Nepali client, but across the globe. And that started the journey of WP Travel Engine in 2015. So there was initially one developer, and we have more developers today. And the product has evolved over the period of time. And it has active install of 8,000 plus active users. We have an active Facebook community where people provide their feedback and share their feedback so that we can improve on our product. And we are majorly focusing on making this one of the like go-to solutions for all the travel agency. We are working in that directions. And there are also some other products. I can go on diving. So we have another plugin company called Craft Plugin, where we develop just for the plugins. One of them is Wheel of Life. It is a plugin just for the coaches, where it will help the coaches to get lead. So I have personally worked with 100 plus coaches building their website, and I thought this tool can really help them bring a lead. So there isn't any kind of WordPress plugin like this one. So it's a simple plugin where people can go and rate different areas of their life, and at the end it will show a result which they can forward to the coach, and the coach will analyze and provide them coaching sessions, so that it also helps the coaches. Then we have recipe plugin called WP Delicious, and then we have another plugin called Mega Elements, Mag Blocks. Then we have Pixie Sort Gallery plugin. The another interesting product that we have is Docs to Site, which makes easier for the user to migrate the content they have written in Google Docs to the WordPress. And currently we are also exploring different opportunity. And I'm sure you might have heard about Sajilo CV. It's also one of the product of Codewing Solutions.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. There are a lot of products. I got lost in the product ocean.
Yeah, I also skipped few products.
Okay. I'm sure like you have a lot of products, and like how do you like even in all those products I see like there is always a niche target audience that you're trying to like cater to, right? Like whether it be it's Blossom Themes or like even different types of themes that you do in Blossom Themes or like in Rara Themes. Like how do you like find the right or like how do you find the niche audience right now? Because you are just not focusing on one particular niche, you are focusing on multiple niches right now.
Yes.
So how do you find that, and like how difficult it is like to get knowledge of that and like cater to that niche that you don't know about?
Okay, so I'll just share about the target audience of the Rara Themes. So Rara Themes is for all kind of audience, like for construction business theme, or travel agency, or any other things. You can find all sort of theme on Rara Themes. Blossom Themes is targeted for female entrepreneurs, businesswomen, or female audiences. What are the different professions that are usually in? Like they are mostly in blogging or fashion industries. They are in the coaching. So there are tons of coaches who are female. It's not that there aren't male coaches, but I see tons of female coaches there. Then there are in the recipes, food blogger. You can find lots of female food bloggers. Then there are online stores, so they have kind like jewelry items, florist, and so on. So we cater those things. And travel agency, again, there is a huge potential. Since the COVID, the travel industry was affected, but now it is slowly recovering. So I already shared you the story of WP Travel Engine. That is how we started. So sometimes we also start a project because
we feel the need of
yes,
that.
we feel the need, and we also feel that we can take this product and
Scale
just
it.
take it and make it scale. Okay, even though there isn't a different audience. Like for example, Wheel of Life, there wasn't any WordPress plugin. It's the first of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
We build the product and it has more than 2000 plus active install. We get very good feedback. Okay, now the question was, how do we decide which product we want to make? So sometimes that's like based on the experience, we do the market research, and if there is a need, we develop a product. The next thing that comes into play is the experience. So I still, just like I mentioned, I started as a customer support, and till this date I still
handle that. Yeah.
handle support, because this is a very good platform. It's a very good way for me to engage with the real customers, get their feedback, and see how they are using the theme.
Mm-hmm.
So I always check the website they have built, so that I get see how they are using the theme. Let's suppose if one of my product is being used by authors, so I'll get an idea, hey, there is a need for an author theme, so let's develop an author theme.
Mm-hmm.
And how I'll develop, then I'll do the market research. I'll understand this core, like what should we, instead of going for these are the different things the author, usually the author theme have, I will just imagine how as an author, what are the sections I need on my website, or if I'm developing an online store, what are the section, if I'm a shop owner, I would need on my theme. So I do those analysis, yes, do a competitor analysis, and prepare a plan what products we should build.
Okay.
And the user feedback plays a very crucial role. They provide feedback, hey, these are the things you need, and over the period of time we also add a new feature. Yes.
So like you mentioned a very good insight that you are a chief product officer at your company and you still handle support. Like usually what we think is when you go to a C-level role, you don't need to look into the low. Basically support is something
Yes.
that's counted as a very low levels work in like most of the mind, but I think it's something that enables you to get customer feedbacks. All right. So it's very like nice to know that you are still looking into a
Yes.
very core level of the company, because at the end customers are the one that is your main target audience, and then like you, if you're not listening to them, like you won't be like able to improvise your product in the long run.
Yes. And just to add on that, I just want to create it, like just like I mentioned, when I joined the company, I had absolutely very little knowledge about WordPress. I just knew this is WordPress, how to install a theme, how to install a plugin, but I didn't know what are the best theme, what are the best plugin I should use. And by support, I learn all those things. By interacting with the customer, I get any insights, what kind of product we should really build. So everything that I think the knowledge that I have gained is by interacting with the customers, and I have interacted with more than 10,000 customers till this date. And recently, like there is a support lead who handles all those kind of, so I don't involve in day-to-day like it's not my full-time job to just reply to the customer tickets. At the end of the day, what I do, I just thoroughly scan the tickets. What are the tickets? What are some of the good conversation? And if there is some areas of improvement for my team members, I just pass on them. And I'll also see the conversation. Hey, these are the feedback they are providing, or these are the issues they are facing. If I know that issues, I can immediately pass to my development team. Hey, these are the issues our customers are supporting. Let's fix that issue. The reason I also learned the development is that the customers like report an issue. Hey, there is an issue. I can just look into the code, find that hey, there is a code issue. I can immediately fix and push the code. Just see how fast the process is. And currently we have more than 5 team members in support, excluding me. And they actively look after the customers' requests. They communicate with the team and make sure that the smooth operation is done. And we have more than 1,000 plus reviews. And I will be we can confidently say that we are one of the company that has received lots of video testimonials. So we have around 15 or 18 plus video testimonials, and 10 testimonials are still pending, so they are just in the process.
So when you're talking about like all of these products that you're handling, like it's not just about developing a product. There is a huge chunk of effort that goes into maintaining it. like you almost seem to have like I don't know, more than 100 products that you're maintaining as a code base, and then like how do you maintain all of these products at the same time with, and what is the team size that you're handling it with right now?
Okay, so if you talk about the number of products, so we have in Rara theme itself there are 80 plus themes.
See, I was right.
Okay, Blossom we have around 60 plus themes. Okay, and like if you talk about, we have like 150 plus product around. Okay, so the main so we have a separate team. So there is a different team for Blossom themes, there is a different team for Rara theme, so we have segmented. So we don't have to maintain the theme on a regular basis. So when there is an bug issues, then we release an update for the theme. Or if there is something we want to improve, if a certain theme has a certain user base and we think, hey, this theme needs to be improved, then we dive into and then maintain. So it's not a day-to-day task unless for certain products. For the theme it's very easy to maintain, because we don't have to push on a regular basis. But when it comes to the plugin like WP Travel Engine or any other plugin, we have to regularly push the feature, get a user feedback, incorporate, so that we can scale the product. So it's somewhat complicated and somewhat easy as well, but credit to our leads. So Rara themes is being led by Sagar Dai, and Milan Dai leads the Blossom themes, and they have done a wonderful job. They coordinate with the team members easily and make sure that they are doing the operations, and they also verify their work, provide feedback, and they have helped the team members under them to grow eventually. And the other questions was I forgot.
What is the team size that you're
Okay, so the
handling
team
right now?
size, I mean, look after, so we have a team size more than 40 people. So I look everything related to the themes and mostly the plugins, design. So there is a SaaS team, Shopify, which is something I'll look into later, but you can say I look at 35 people.
Okay. Okay, but I still feel like with compared to the number of products that you have, like it's a very like small size of team. They must be very efficient at what they work on, because they've been handling a product base of like more than 100 products in the same company. Now, like you mentioned Shopify, and like it just triggered me something that like all of these new market players in building websites like Wix, Shopify. I don't know Shopify counts, but yeah, Shopify, and then like Squarespace. These are all like website building products that definitely doesn't have a very big impact on WordPress, because WordPress provides more functionality in terms of like customize and everything, and like what you can code and what not. But for a market where they just need a website rather than like a functionality based website, like how much has it impacted the that particular niche by all of these companies?
Okay, so there are different reasons why Wix, Squarespace, or even Shopify has grown, though all those things can be done within the WordPress. So let's take an example of Shopify. So who are usually the shop owners? They are someone, it might be, we can say that they are not very tech savvy. They want a store setup where they can just install the plug, add their product and get their order received. There is the core requirement. How Shopify makes it easier is that it handles the server work, handles the security and payment gateways and so on. It just makes the life of the shop owner very easy, so they can focus on their products. Same for the Wix. So Wix has grown. I personally is not very friendly with the Wix, but I've heard that Wix makes it really easy for people to make the website. So it has very like very good user interface. People can actually see and easily put the content together. One of the major disadvantages is that there is very limitation. So I have worked on some of the clients' website where they migrated from Wix to WordPress because due to certain limitation they have. Again, every CMS has their own benefits. Wix just eliminate the need of getting a hosting, getting a domain name and so on. So it totally depends on how you want to do that. And yes, if you talk about the market share, yes, it has slightly affected the like the WordPress ecosystem. because people are more and more moving to the Shopify because it makes the shop owner easier. As for the Wix and Squarespace, yes, their user base is growing as well as the WordPress ecosystem. So more and more users are being educated. So we can say they are parallelly growing.
Okay.
Some migrate from Wix to WordPress, some WordPress to Wix.
Yes. Okay. So it really depends on the needs.
Yes,
that
exactly.
goes, and like I definitely agree that there are tons of websites coming up every now and then. Like not now and then, every second I believe. And there is the first choice of everyone, and whatever they search on the Google, like how to make a website, they'll probably land up in a website that says WordPress. So yes. Definitely that's why I said like I don't think that has impacted a lot of the customers, but yes, so because of the needs that the customer have, they're moving to other all of these websites and everything. But website also WordPress also has a click and drag and drop builder, right, called Elementor.
Yes, but again, it's a plugin, and it has a learning curve, and people don't want to spend learning new things. Again, that's the honest take. Okay. So let's take an example. When we buy any product, how often do you see a guide? We just use or watch a tutorial or something like that. Okay.
I see a guide when I get into a problem. So until and unless I just do it and try.
Yes, that's our honest take, and most people usually do that. So yes, there is a drag and drop builder, there is Gutenberg builder, but it has certain learning curve, which is something easily like people can easily do in Wix. Plus Wix has an awesome marketing team. You can see
I can see that.
Like they have hired top influencer to promote, like they promote like make a website in 30 minutes or something like that, and they have literally hired like I think celebrities, like I don't remember the celebrities, but I have seen the celebrities in their ad.
Yeah, so
and how big influence they will have.
And a lot of YouTube companies, YouTube channels are actually promoting Wix, and Squarespace has part of the sponsorship, and WordPress being a open source community, like and nobody sponsors them, so that's why that could be one of them. But I still feel like everything will go parallelly, and like WordPress is still here to survive for a very long time because it's a very used market that I don't think just another company can come up and cater it out at all, because there is a lot of engineering things that has gone into WordPress. Like I think it's almost at 4.5 or 5 version 5, right?
It's currently 6.
Okay, I think I'm outdated, so so and that like beating all of that in one go, like it's definitely going to be a very hard challenging part. But talking about the customer base, and like we generally appreciate the community of WordPress in Nepal. I think it's the most biggest community in the entire country, and like the programs that they do, and then the events that they do, and the free, and also the consistency that they have is very good, and which we always appreciate in terms of WordPress community. Do you have like anything to say on the community of Nepal, and like are you involved there as well?
Okay, I'm not actively involved in community work like in the volunteers. Okay, so our like it's a proud thing that one of the theme review lead is from Nepal, Kafleji. And like there are different theme companies. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there are 200 plus theme companies. Many have been shut down recently, but they have very good relation with different theme author companies. Again, they reach out, and then again they are very vocal about things that is going on with WordPress and share their feedback. Okay, so it's a very growing community, healthy community among theme developers or WordPress company in general. And that is the reason the recent WordCamp Kathmandu 2022 was one of the massive success. Many companies came even from India, Bangladesh, and from other countries as well. So it's a very good community, healthy community.
Yeah, it's a very I've been seeing WordCamp for a very long time, and then like
the last was in 2019 due to COVID.
Due to COVID, yeah. And then like directly here, and yeah, the enthusiasm of the people that I see there. Like I have not personally been to any of the WordCamp because the content doesn't resonate to what I do. But yeah, whatever I hear from everyone else, like it's always been a positive review, and then like how they are like growing is like fantastic. That whatever the work they are doing. Now talking about the career path that a person can have in WordPress, like what could be Whenever I say career path in WordPress, it's usually like development and like designing and building a website. But like, what are the other career paths that's mostly not talked about in WordPress?
Okay, so again, it like since it has a user base of like millions, like as per the stats, it occupies around 43 CMS here, and like 43% of the world, most of the websites are built on WordPress. Means it has millions, hundreds of millions of users. So there is always an opportunity that you can dive in and explore. So development, it can be theme development, plugin development, design. Okay, now these are very common things. What are the things you can really do? One is the issue search engine optimization, because people don't just want to build their website, they want their website to be ranked. So there are very good issues even in Nepal or worldwide. They charge hundreds of dollars per hour or thousands of dollars for optimizing a website to get their business ranked on a first page of Google. Then the other opportunity I see is in providing the services. Let's suppose I'm a busy person, I want to build a website, but I don't want to invest my time building the website. I can hire an agency who can build the website for me. So this can be the services. Then the other one would be, I have my website, but I'm a busy person who cannot look after the security. There are so many things going on. I want to make sure my themes and plugins are updated. I don't want to worry about my website, so I can just hire an agency that will maintain my website, make sure my website is up and running and secured. Then the other is you can be a blogger. So there are many WordPress blog that earns in millions, or in safely you can say, even if you start a blog here and rank, if your blog gets ranked, you can easily make $1,000 or something like that. It depends on how you can do. And when you do the blogging, you can collaborate with different companies. You can do affiliate marketing. If you do the affiliate marketing of a hosting companies, usually the minimum payout is $50 per recommendations, or even $60. There are companies, if you really bring more conversion, they can even pay you $100 per conversion. So blogging and affiliate marketing. The other one is copywriting. So if you are a very good copywriter, theme companies or plugin companies are looking for copywriters who can write really effective sales page or email marketing copies. So you can even dive into that. Then the other one would be, I talked about the design, yes. Then other would be the support part. Yes, support is of course. So if you are really good at communicating things, you can join any company and provide support to the customers. The other one would be translator. Many companies are looking for translating their themes in different languages. You can also do that. Then the other one would be, if you are a really good communicator, or if you are confident enough to make a video, you can start your own YouTube channel and then start making YouTube tutorials. Or even if you don't feel comfortable being on the camera, you can just take your laptop, start recording tutorial and upload on the channel. And many freelance opportunities, and anything that can be related to the website, like logo making services, branding can be there. Other things, I'm out of ideas, but I can say that there are tons of opportunities. You can easily dive into those things. One of the major very good paying is freelance work. So there are many good freelancers from Nepal in Upwork, that are paid more than $30 or $50 per hour for building the custom website. So custom website is also a very good opportunity to earn more money that people can explore. Just like you mentioned in the beginning, for working for 2 hours you get 25,000. So yes, that is also a very good opportunity. With less effort you can actually make more money. It depends on which field you want to go in
and which customer base you are targeting.
Yes, exactly.
So we talked about career path, and then like there are a lot of things that we can do, and like one thing that I may forget to mention was like, since it's a very huge market, like 43% of the websites of the entire world is powered by WordPress right now, and then like you can, I think there is a lot of opportunity right there, and a lot of like places that you can make money and like make your living out of WordPress is what I believe. And like it's often overlooked that like there is nothing much to do in WordPress, and then like nobody chooses that as a career path anymore, because I believe there is a very massive shortage of, even with all those resources available, there's still a shortage of people who can actually work on WordPress, correct, right? So like if someone has to start working on WordPress, like what are the things that they can learn as a like very beginner,
Okay,
as a stepping stone?
A very entry step would be to learn about WordPress, and just grab any tutorial on YouTube. Learn how to make a website using WordPress theme. Once you learn that skill, you can easily pitch like some people around you to make their website, so you can start making the money. Even if you are a student, you can start making money. Now if you want to dive into the core WordPress development, then you can go into either the theme development or the plugin development. These are the two areas. Let's suppose you are not into a coding persons, or you are more sort of person who loves design, colors, typography, then you can go into the design part. Or let's suppose if you are in certain background where your passion is about writing, then you can just start writing blog or join companies that are looking for writers in WordPress.
Okay, so even like someone needs to start as a developer in a like core tech, like what are the technologies and tools that they need to learn?
Okay, so for the core, they should know PHP for development, and if you want to be in the front end one, you need to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then React. So since WordPress ecosystem has already moved to the React, and more themes and plugins are coming in React is a must. So these are the main technology that is being used on WordPress. So you can either go into the backend or even the front end. Okay? And if you could do the both, that is a plus point. But usually I have seen either people go in the backend or go in the front end, because the people who do front end really dislike backend. And the person who
really like backend and front end.
Okay, so that's the thing. But there can be people who can do both, then it's a plus.
Yeah, it's same for me. I really enjoy backend more than front end, and like if someone asks me to make a HTML button, I'll still struggle out. I'll straight out of that because it's been very long. I've touched anything related to front end.
One of the best thing about backend is that it involves thinking, a lot of thinking, how to execute, which is something lacking in front end. Front end is also about presentation of the product. So some people enjoy the presentation, some people enjoy how to make that presentation.
This is work.
Powerful, yes.
Yeah, true. So now talking like there was also one I don't know if it's a rumor, it's a real thing, like WordPress is moving to Node.
No, it's they haven't moved into Node,
but they
have moved to the React, and I have no idea about Node.
I'm not sure, like was it Node or something else? I need to
they had like from WordPress 5, I guess they started moving into the React technology. More and more things are coming into the React. Maybe in the future, because WordPress has a very huge ecosystem. They can decide to use one technology and immediately push the update. They will take the transition slowly. Yes, maybe in the future they can do the database or the backend part in Node.js, but I haven't read any kind of such rumors anywhere.
Yeah, probably I've missed.
That might be a possibility, yes.
Okay, so that also says like even like being a big CMS is very hard to move to a new platform overnight, and like PHP is also evolving very well, and like if it can support the WordPress, like there is no need. But like I don't know, so I think I read it somewhere, but I must be mistaken then.
And again, talking about the PHP, like whether there is certain things when people say I'm a PHP developer, people look at them as a different way. But world-class product. Even I read Slack is even built in PHP, and Slack, you know how powerful it is. Again, millions of companies use that one. So again, it also depends on what skill you do and how effectively you can do. So yeah, technology is something, and WordPress, since there are tons of businesses dependent on WordPress, they have to slowly take the transitions. Like many things, they cannot immediately push and then hey, this is done.
Mhm.
They will slowly take into run so that the existing user base is not affected. The different businesses that are associated with WordPress is not affected. They make sure that they give the enough time so that the people who are working in the WordPress have a time to slowly transition over the period of time.
Mhm.
It can be like creating video tutorials or writing the articles, making sure that the new things that are being added in WordPress are covered by the masses and people are well aware about that.
Okay, yeah. So probably if you do see a change, it's going to be a very long time coming. So, all right. So, do you have anything else to say to your audience?
Okay, so shall I look?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if you're just planning on, like, let's take an example. If you are a student and you want to start earning money from like even in the college, WordPress is a very good platform where you can actually invest less time and learn very sophisticated skills. There are different opportunities that I talked about, and if you really want to go into and work with some of the world leading WordPress theme companies, there are already opportunities that you can explore in Nepal. Like I mentioned, there are 200 plus theme companies and they are serving the product globally. So if you work in a WordPress ecosystem and if you work even in Nepal, you'll work on a product that is serving global audience, which is also very good opportunities. And just follow the passions that you want to learn. It can be in WordPress or it can be in any platform, but make sure you do your best. There are tons of online resources available, so invest your time, start early so that you don't regret in the future.
Okay, thank you very much, Navin, and like thank you very much for making your time and coming here and sharing your experiences. I hope the audiences learned a lot from you. And like, if they want to reach out to you, like where they can reach out.
Okay, so I'm not too active on Instagram or Facebook. I do use, but only on the browser. But I'm active on LinkedIn. So if they can search for my Instagram handle, the LinkedIn handle,
yeah.
And it's Nabin Jaiswal. They can search and connect with me. If they have any kind of questions related to the WordPress or any companies in the Nepal related to WordPress theme companies, they can feel free to reach out to me.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank
you for having me here. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah,
I hope
too.
this conversation will help some people to dive into WordPress.
I'm sure it will. So to the audience who have been watching till this end, thank you very much for watching. And I'm your host Ravi Mandal, Director of Engineering and CISO at TechKraft, and also the host of this TechKraft podcast. Like, we'll be coming up with a new guest very soon. And until then, have a great time. And if you do like our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a great time. Bye-bye.